looks like we are getting our live stream set up. So again, this is the Friday call. I'm going to move this over here. All right, all right. So, welcome, welcome. This is the Friday Chief AI Officer Q&A call. My name is Lee Pomerantz. I am the Chief Marketing Officer here at Chief AI Officer. I am also a fellow in the program and a graduate, so I am a certified Chief AI Officer. I love saying that. Uh, we are streaming, so yes, we're streaming, Megan. Yes. Okay. So
Yes, we're ready to go.
we are out. So we're here on Zoom, but we're also out on Facebook and a few other platforms. So if you are joining us on one of the other platforms, this call on Friday and our Monday tool call is available and open to non-members of our AI Insider community. We've got another call on Monday evening, and then a call on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that are all part of our community. So if you are interested in learning more about our community, you can go to chiefaiofficer.com/learn dash more, and you can check out a $1 trial that will get you into our community for 14 days. And you can check out everything that's going on there. So, a big welcome to everybody who's joining us from for the first time. We had a challenge recently, and if you're new here, joining us from your participation in the challenge and you're checking out the AI Insider program, we want to welcome you, and we're happy to see you here. Again, a big hello to everybody that is out there on our live stream. And the agenda for the call today is going to be three parts. So we're going to talk about what happened in our Chief AI Officer community this week, what happened in the world of AI in general this week, and then the main purpose of the call is Q&A. So if you have a question about something that you're working on, if you've got a question about something that you read or heard or saw regarding AI, if you got a question related to what we're talking about, raise your hand. We'll answer your question. This is what this community is all about. We're here to help each other. We're all at different places along the journey. So if you've got a question, please ask it, because if you have the question, I bet somebody else has that question as well. So you can just come off mute and interrupt me. That's fine. Or you can raise your hand, whatever you're comfortable with. So again, this is the Chief AI Officer. Uh, Friday call. We just threw the link in there for people who are interested in joining the AI Insider program. It is chiefaiofficer.com/learn dash more. And I see a yellow hand above Steve's head. So what's up, Steve?
Hello, hello. Very excited still about my book. I'm just saying. Anyway, my question is not about my book. It's about pricing pages. What are people charging to do like a 1 or 1.5 hour just AI in the workplace, like PowerPoint, slide deck, Gamma, whatever. I
Uh,
was thinking, I don't know, from 12.99 to 24.99. I have no idea.
So we just had a call this morning with the fellows. So fellows are people in our program who are teaching some of the classes and things like that. So we actually have a Friday call every Friday morning for all the fellows, and we were talking about pricing today, and talking about how people are, in general, what we're observing, undercharging for what's going on and what kind of services they can provide. I don't see her on the call right now, but one of the fellows shared with us this morning that she charged 500 an hour for a 2 hour session with a marketing agency, and they loved it. So we're doing a little more homework and due diligence on that to try to survey what's going on out there. But you should certainly be, I mean, as a fractional CMO, my rate is, generally 250 an hour plus. If you're doing things that have AI components on top of that, we're getting the sense that, in the 4 to 5 an hour range is not out of line. And you also need to calibrate that with who your target audience is. So if you go to, a larger company and you're charging $100 an hour, they're going to look at you and say, this isn't a high level person. This isn't somebody who's going to really bring us the value, that you want. It's like the surgeon can buy that same scalpel for $10,000 or 99 cents. What's the surgeon going to buy? He's going to buy the $10,000 scalpel because that's the one. No, he's not going to buy the $10,000
I
scalpel.
won't let them.
Okay, bad
We'll go
example.
through value analysis on that one.
I think that's a key point,
Bad.
Lee, in that if you're a small nonprofit and you tell them $500 an hour, they're going to. So, I think it depends. Is that how much do you really need to make and what's it worth to you? Because you don't want to discount the value of what you have to offer. And
That's the
that's
main point.
what we're
That's the main
struggling
point.
with right now in our company too, is that get a lot of small companies want fractional CIO, CTO, CISO, CAI, chief AI officer, but they look at that and they say 40,000 for a month full time. Oh my goodness, I just don't even know what to do about that. So I think you have to be wise about that. That's a hard choice to make.
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, I don't typically bill by the hour because I believe in billing just flat rate, and then whatever it is, it is. I hardly ever lose in
Yeah.
that regard. But I get 500 an hour as a coach. So I was thinking like, maybe 14.99 to do up to 10 people. I don't know if anybody had a sheet, had figured it out yet, had some ideas. I've created a few sales sheets and what's included, but I haven't thrown the dollar amount to it yet.
So Steve, I think the way I look at it is I do what you do. It's a flat rate, but I back into it. I engineer it. Like how much time am I spending prepping? How much time am I spending with the client?
Right.
How many seats am I providing? And then look at the minimum. So let's say it's just 10 people. That's one price. But if they want to do a class for 100 people and it ends up being
Oh,
$2 a seat,
yeah,
no, you need to up the price because you need you to look at the value you're bringing to that organization. And so, like, I charge $500 for 1 hour with an executive to give them thought partners education, but that's value to them. So, to Jonathan's point, depending on the size of the organization, you have to decide who you're going to target. I don't think your fees are outrageous, like what you've
good.
just described, but I encourage everybody to look at, don't forget about your prep time
Yep.
and the per seat cost that you're giving, the value you're giving to that organization, and think about it in that context too when you start looking at your pricing.
And Kim, that's a great point. And I would encourage everybody to Google the expression value pricing and or Plexit. Sorry, Google
Much better.
gave Google a plug there. Um, but yeah, Plexit value pricing. You don't want to be presenting yourself in a hourly rate scenario,
No,
particularly.
nobody wins in that scenario.
No, it's a race to the bottom, and if you win that client based on your price, you're going to lose that client as long as somebody comes along a dollar cheaper.
Yep.
So package your offering. This is what I'm going to be delivering. This is the value that you're going to be obtaining for your organization. This is the impact it's going to have on your people, on your bottom line. Build that up as a value proposition and then they'll be able to look at it and go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. We're going to make this kind of an investment. We're going to see this kind of value in return. Build it out that way.
I
Don't
just
do
want to know if I was in the right, heading down the right road, if anybody else had come up with one. Like I've done for doing the actual assessment, I have a whole document that, all the things I'm going to provide. And I basically know what I want to charge for those. But I was,
if you're going in on an initial call on an initial assessment, um $2,500 is not unreasonable to sit and have a discovery session and to let them know we're going to come out of this conversation with a roadmap. that's
Yeah,
going
with
to
a plan.
give you guidance going forward. And you can engage with me on the execution of that roadmap going forward. I'd be happy to, provide continuing services to you. Or if you decide that this is, you got from the session what you wanted to get and you're going to go
Mhm.
forward on that, that's fine. Sometimes I will provide we'll do the initial session, 2,500 bucks or $5,000, and I'll tell them, look, if you want to go forward on execution and strategy development and things like that, I'll credit some of that initial session towards ongoing work for the
Yeah, I did it higher for the initial assessment and to deliver and put everything in place and implement it, and then an ongoing fee of as a chief AI officer to support you a lower amount, like
Yep.
2 a month.
Don't give it away. Just make sure you
No,
don't give it away.
no.
Um, all good input. Thank you. Terrence, good morning.
Good morning. So I'm coming from the Hermosi school of thought, give it all away free. So, but I'm setting up I had a meeting with a large entrepreneur organization. And I'm going to give it to them free. I'm going to give them an hour free training because I'm fishing for clients that in their pool, I'm not
Yeah,
selling to them. There's that.
I did that yesterday. I had a workshop. 60 people signed up, and I think like 25 came. But same thing. I was, it's a fishing expedition, really.
And it helps me because I haven't done a presentation yet. I need to get my first presentation done so I can get the feel for it. So there's that. And on a side note, I had another conversation with Claude and updated my AI heroes journey. There's a link in the chat there for that. And I made a discovery today, this morning, as a matter of fact. Um, HubSpot has built-in AI called Breeze. And I haven't been able to mess with that yet, but it looks really cool.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
you're writing in emails, I've used it because I have HubSpot. I don't think it's as great an AI tool as like a Grammarly or, one of those, but it's nice that it's built in, finally.
Yeah, yeah, they're starting to roll out their stuff with that. Yeah, Terrence, there's absolutely value in engaging and providing value in advance. I'm a big fan of that as well. You can chalk that up to, a marketing expense internally that, you're giving this time to, plant seeds and get in front of people. So that's totally valid. I'm not saying, don't do that, but there aren't enough people out in the space who know what they're talking about. So get paid what you're worth. That's the main thing here. Yeah, Kim.
So a couple other things. So when you build in your fee structure and you're trying to figure out what you can survive on, to Terrence's point, and a lot of us do some free work to actually drum up other work, make sure that's factored in as your marketing business development costs and your overhead when you're looking at your rate. So
Hmm.
don't forget the free time you're giving away in order to grow your business. It's your marketing costs. And so that needs to be factored in when you're looking at, well, this is where I want to be financially. Just make sure you build it into that. It's very, very important. All the overhead that you have, let's say you have 25% overhead to your business. Make sure that's on top of the compensation that you want to be able to take home from your work. Then also do the market comparison. And if there's no AI comparison, look at what some of the organizations around your area is charging for computer technology education or other types of education in the market. And then the third thing, and then I'll shut up, is um, make sure that when you do something for a lower price, you show them your full price and the discount you're giving them.
Yep.
It is very important. Consultants do it all the time to show that they're giving you a 45% discount because of who you are and you're making them feel valued, which you are, and you're trying to scope it to the size of the organization, but show your rack rate basically, and then show them the discount you're giving them. Make sure it's part of your proposal.
I'm gonna jump on that a little bit. I'm not a fan of discounting. It's important to anchor your rate anchor the value that you're delivering. Um, there may be situations where that's appropriate.
Mhm.
I would rather bundle in additional things. I would rather say, here's what here are the deliverables for typically what we do here. But we can do, this and this, which is part of a different package. I can bring those in. I'll include those. So create a bundle, increase the perceived value of what you're delivering instead of getting into discounting.
So
You know,
Lee, I don't disagree with you on that, but there are going to be times, to your point, that you will need, if you want to provide to a smaller organization, you need to show them the value you're bringing. So if you want to bring a phase 2 or 3 business proposition to them, they realize that you were there, but you are a much higher client. The other thing is consulting companies do this all the time. They have $765 an hour for a partner to come in, and it's like, okay. And then they'll discount it and they show you the discount. So it's like you have this value because we value you, or in our brain we might have more of a value proposition. Let's say you don't have more to bundle in right now because you're doing education or you're doing something like that. Um, I think you have to look at it and just assess whether discount's appropriate. So I don't disagree with what you said.
yeah, I'm not saying absolutely don't. There's a just as I said,
You need to know your floor price.
it's my philosophy. Yeah, it's my philosophy. And there's room for lots of different models that are out there. So yeah, no, all this input is great from everybody. I really appreciate it. Yogi, you've got a question in chat about are we creating our own slide decks or is one provided? There's a starting AI or intro to AI part slide deck that's part of the certification course. You would not have access to that if you're just part of the AI Insider program. But if you are in the AI Insider program, and I think you are because I saw you on the call last night, then go to the community and there's a really powerful search function inside the community. So just search on slide deck, presentation, PowerPoint, whatever, and you will see, as Steve said, other people have shared presentations that they've done inside the community. So use the search tool, take a look at that, and I'm sure you'll surface something from there as well. Okay. Cool. This has been excellent start to the call. I appreciate everybody's participation. Great call, great question to kick it off, Steve. I'm going to welcome everybody again who has joined us, maybe in the last couple of minutes or so. This is the Friday Chief AI Officer call, and I'm going to ask our community coordinator, Megan, to fill us in on some things that have been happening in our community this week.
Yes, hello everyone. It's fabulous to see all you guys out there doing stuff and making magic happen in your AI worlds. It's exciting. I see that we have Mark Fryer here on the call, and I just want to take a moment to congratulate him on completing his Chief AI Officer certification. So a round of applause to Mark, everyone. I'm sure we'll get his capstone up in the community here shortly. So great work on completing that. We all know what a feat that is to move through that certification process and cross over the finish line. We're very proud of you. And just thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the community. We also have some new students. I don't see them here, but I want to give a shout out to Monica Tiku, Zach Engler, Harry Furukawa, and Chris Duffy. They are all new members of the certification program that are moving through that right now. So we hope to see their faces in classes very soon. And thank you guys for being here as well. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. And I'm just going to show you guys the capstone project area. So I know most of us who are here know this, but if you're watching us on one of our live streams or you are a new community member tuning in, as you move through your Chief AI Officer certification, the very last thing that you do is develop a capstone program. And you can see Terrence's here is the last one that was posted. We have more in the queue that will be posted very soon. But this is a presentation that's put together to kind of validate what it is that you learned inside of the certification process. So if you are new here, take a moment to come to this capstone project area and check it out. And if you are moving through the certification process, be thinking of this, check out these different presentations that are here in this channel so you can get an idea of what you need to put together, what you need to create for your own capstone project. And for sure, leave a like and a comment for those who have already graduated and completed their process. The other thing that I want to go to is our leaderboard. So the leaderboard accumulates. Oh, do we have a question?
No, sorry, I was surprised I'm in second place.
Congratulations. So the leaderboard reflects activity in the community. If you comment, like, post inside of the community, you accumulate points. And every week on Fridays when we have this call, we only don't have it if there's a holiday, then we go over the leaderboard and who has accomplished it. And it's impressive. I'm a part of other communities, and usually there's like the same people that stay in the top ranks, but we shift. There's new people in the top ranks every week, and it's fun to see. So we have Rajka as number 1, Steve Furman as number 2, Kim Hodgkinson as number 3, Karan as number 4, and Wayne Clayton as number 5. So thank you guys so much for your contribution to the community, your presence, your input. I am on all of the calls throughout the week, and I see the value that you guys provide with the knowledge that you have, not just in the AI world, but like in your own unique domains. Everybody is here to support each other. Everybody is interested in building their own businesses, but in a collaborative way. So if you are new here, show up to the calls, take advantage of the relationships that you can build in this space, because they really will make a difference for you and your business. It's just everybody is so willing to support each other, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm newish here. I've only been here for a couple months, so I can 100% attest to just the collaboration that exists here and the impact that it has. You guys have welcomed me with open arms, and I'm getting more familiar with the space, and I learned something new every single class. So yeah, if you are new here, definitely hop into our classes, poke around inside of Circle, leave comments, ask questions, and you will be supported, I assure you. And that completes my segment, Lee.
Thanks, Megan. Yeah, I dropped into I try to drop into the community a couple of times a day, and it's just awesome to see people that are posting wins and people that are posting news and events. And that's a big thing. There's this fire hose of data that's out there, and we try to curate some of that for you on this call today. So I'll be hitting some highlights on some news items that have happened over the last 2 weeks. But there's also a section in the community for, AI news and updates, where the community itself is sourcing things that it feels would be valuable to share with others in the community. So if you kind of want a curated list of things that are bubbling up to the top of people's attention and getting shared, there's a section called, AI news and updates. There's a very active section for questions and answers. So we do questions and answers on all of the calls that we have over the course of the week. We do it here on the Friday call, but you don't have to wait for that. You can, drop your questions into the community and get them answered as well. All right. I will, Sherry, every morning I drop in with my cup of coffee. Yeah, that's great. I do it too. I come down before I hit emails and, just let me peruse it and see what's going on. So yeah, it's a good method. It's a good approach to do it. Megan, appreciate the updates. Megan is a great contribution in terms of coordinating and managing our community. She's definitely having impact. I hope you guys are seeing it. I'm definitely seeing it. And it's always great to have her on the calls. And again, thank you, as Megan said, to everyone who's active and sharing in the community. And again, if you've got a question, ask it. Someone else is going to have that same question as well. And they may not ask it. So if you ask it, you're going to help somebody else out with their question as well. All right. So I was going to do a screen share, but Jonathan hit his buzzer. So what's up, Jonathan?
So I don't have question, but I do have a thinking in AI moment.
Absolutely, share it.
I'm a cybersecurity guy at heart, and the EU is going to start enforcing a new regulation they call ISN2, which is hundreds of pages long and a typical EU directive. And I'm like, I'm going to be like Lee and think in AI, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me the synopsis based on the 8 domains in which cybersecurity organizes itself worldwide. And it did a great job of it. And it told me it's not telling us anything we don't already know. So instead of reading 1,000 pages of EU directive to make sure that I'm up to date, used thinking in AI to do that. And I thought it was amazing what they did. And there are lots of regulations out there that can tell you the same thing. Somebody asked me if I would interpret that for them. I'm like, yeah, but it's really long and the cost on that's going to be really high. And they said, okay, never mind. So I did it for myself just to see how it would work, but it really does pay, and it saved me a whole lot of time.
It is. It's an awesome tool, and to go in there and ask it to summarize something and give a high level perspective of the document or presentation or the video or whatever it was. And then my favorite word is expand. Could you please expand on this, or could you please expand on the item regarding topic X, and it'll dive down into it, and so you can really drill into it. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great tool, um, great use case
Yeah.
in terms of sharing it, and
Just remember that that's going out to all the large language models. Unless you're siloed, you're in a Teams or an enterprise type account. Whatever you're putting in there, just be mindful that that's training the large language models.
Except for
absolutely.
Which is,
ChatGPT, you can turn it off, Steve.
In
but
ChatGPT,
I would see that, Steve, as a good thing,
well,
because
unless you had
well,
social security
the
number,
directive
sure.
itself is in the public domain, so anybody could go and read it. You don't have to be. It's not secure. It's not.
No, I get it. I'm saying if you do have sensitive data, just you want to make sure anybody else out here, just beware.
Right. I wouldn't put in there, I'm doing this, does it align? Right. Because then that just invites any hacker that's out there to say, oh, now I know what they're doing. Right. But that's a good point. That if you say, how does it align? You need to do that offline, or as whoever said it, turn it off. That's
Right. In
all good points.
ChatGPT, when you go under your little, where your name is on the upper right hand, go down, click down and go under settings under security. And it says improve the model for everyone, on or off. And you can turn it off.
Okay.
And I hear you on that, Kim. But
It's
if
not
I was
100%,
if
but
I
I
was
would,
trying to do a comparison
Yeah.
about what I've implemented,
yep.
in this case, it doesn't apply because it's just a directive to the member states telling them what they have to do to comply with the directive and who's covered by it. But to your point, yes, I still wouldn't, because I don't know how good that trap is of
Yeah.
keeping things out of everybody's everything.
Right, but that's true with almost any piece of software. That's why there's cyber incidences. So,
I agree.
but at least take the step to turn it off in ChatGPT. That does protect you for whatever that protection is.
Yeah, and the Teams version of ChatGPT, when you're working with an organization, has that baked in where I think it's off by default, where there's no data sharing that's happening there at all. All
Right.
right.
But you also have to remember it is a Microsoft product, and you have to protect yourself. In addition to that, you can't just assume that Microsoft's going to protect you that way.
Oh yeah, they have all sorts of disclaimers you never read.
Yep.
Oh yeah, nobody ever reads them.
That applies to every single platform that's out there. And it's like a friend says to me, "Can I tell you a secret?" No, then it's not a secret.
That's right. Secret's only a secret until you tell one person.
Come on, let's be real here. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick screen share here, get into some more of what's going on in the world of AI. So we have a challenge coming up. We are making some adjustments to the model of how we do these challenges. So we have a using AI at work challenge. Historically, it's been a 2 or 3 day event that we would run once a month. Many of you have participated in these challenges. Some of you have gone through the challenge and decided to join the AI Insider community. Some of you have gone through the challenge and decided to enroll in our certification program. We appreciate you all for that. The next challenge is coming up on Tuesday, December 10th, and we're trying something new. So it's going to be a 1 day challenge. It's going to be a 2 hour event instead of a 90-minute event. And if you are not on the Zoom call, you can go to challenge.chiefaiofficer.com and you can register for the free challenge. If you can't attend the challenge live, it's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then you can calculate the rest of your time zones based on that. But 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. But if you register and you can't make the challenge live, don't worry, you will get access to the recordings. So, wanted to give people a heads up that we're continuing to evolve our model. If you are an affiliate in our Chief AI Officer program, excuse me, or are interested in becoming an affiliate, you can go to our homepage, chiefaiofficer.com, and then down at the bottom of the page, there's a link for our affiliate program. So, with the challenge coming up on Tuesday, if you're an affiliate, this is a great time to promote the challenge that's coming up. If you are not an affiliate, perfect time to get signed up, plenty of time. Go to the affiliate link at the bottom of our homepage and you can then see it's free to join our affiliate program. You do not need to be a member of the AI Insider program or anything like that. So it's open to everybody, and it's a great way to earn some money coming up for the holidays. It's a great way if you are in our certification program. It's a great way to help pay for your certification program by getting other people to join. It's a 30% affiliate commission. So check it out and take a look at that on the challenge page. So again, it's challenge.chiefaiofficer.com for those of you that are not on the Zoom call. And it is the registration, I'm sorry, the affiliate link is down at the bottom of the homepage there. I appreciate people that are on the Zoom call understanding why I'm reading out some of these domain names just so that everyone can understand it if they're not on the call. And that's just another reason to join the AI Insider program. You get to join that for $1, 14-day trial, and then you get to be on these calls and join in the Zoom side of it and participate and everything else. So we're at the point of the call where this is where we share wins of the week. So if anybody has any wins that they would like to share, this is the time to do it. We love hearing good news, things that happen, deals that go down, relationships, partnerships, alliances that are getting formed. And Steve's up. So let's hear your win, sir.
I sold my first training class. I only charged it's to an existing current coaching client. So only charged she's got like her and 3 people. I charged $750 for it. Just as because I know she can't afford the 1,500 I normally charge. But it's still a win. And after a year of labor, my book came out. So I'm very excited about my being a published author.
So tell us a little bit about the book and tell us how we can get the book, Steve.
The book is called Just Get Up and Drive. It's about determination, resilience, innovation, vigilance. I'm sorry, determination, innovation, resilience. I still have to get ahead of myself. Vigilance and endurance. Basically, what it's about is, getting knocked down, having the option of scarcity or abundance, and what type of mindset are you going to choose? Are you going to adapt and overcome? Are you going to find or innovate ways to get around or to get to where you want to go? So it's all about it's basically a self-help book for people that, have self-doubt. And guess what? It happens to all of us. For 40 years, I've been giving talks And on my talk yesterday, I was sweating before I started, and like 3 minutes in, I just got into my groove and away I went. But it's a really motivational book. I will put a link in the chat. You get on Amazon. There's a Kindle version, and there's also they did 8.5 by 11. That was a mistake. I fixed it to 6 by 9, or it will be fixed after the weekend. So I'm going to wait till next week when it's actually the right size. It's not so big.
Very cool, Steve. That's great. Publishing a book is a great way to plant a stake for your domain authority. It's a great way to share your knowledge and experience, and establish authority. And it's a great model for doing that. So congratulations on it.
Yeah.
I haven't published a book yet, so I think that's an awesome thing to do.
It's a labor of love, and if I want to make it easy, don't write with your fingers. Just talk into a microphone and Word or whatever you use, Google Docs. You can really so much faster.
Or just hire a ghostwriter.
Or you can hire a ghostwriter. I chose to do it for a year and write it myself. But I did use
Well,
Perplexity to fact check the information. Absolutely.
Okay.
because you can talk to it, you don't need to spend the money on a ghostwriter.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Exactly, exactly. All right, excellent win. Anybody else have any wins for the week that they'd like to share before we dive into some other news items? Nope. All right. I'm gonna go back over here and get into my handy dandy screen share. Uh, Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. It feels like forever since we had this call, but it was really just last week, last Friday. We didn't have it because of the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States, or that was 2 weeks ago. I'm confused on dates. Anyhow, a lot of news, a lot of stuff going on. This is the season of announcements, and we are only 5 days into the month so far, 6 days. Karan, sir, yes, sir. How can I help you?
Sorry, I missed regarding the wins, right?
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
uh, not going to take much time. It's real quick. The as I mentioned earlier, score at the Princeton chapter, I completed 3 or 4 co-mentorship, and then now I have been certified officially score SME. And I scheduled another call. I myself, directly dealing one of the specific issues or the business. So I will be talking to them next week. So this is one of the things that I wanted to share with the team here. Thank you.
Excellent, Karan. Thank you so much for that reminder and congratulations. I threw a link into chat for SCORE. It's score.org, SCORE.org. This is a business advisory group, mentoring program, helping out small business owners, and they are desperately looking for people to be subject matter experts on AI. So they have a mentor program where you can become a mentor, and it's a pretty easy process. We have a handful of people in our community who have gone through and done this. It's a great way to connect with businesses and get your name out there. So congratulations. Thank you for sharing that with us. And if you're interested, SCORE is all over the country. So there's a chapter that's nearby you, I'm sure, and you can just go online and check it out. So thanks for sharing that. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So let's get back over to the news side. It feels like a long time since we've done it, but we've got a lot of stuff going on, and it's like the season of announcements here. And in fact, OpenAI has come out and said, we're going to do 12 days of announcements and kind of like their 12 days of the holidays, I guess. So let me just get to my screen here. All right, so I'm going to drop these links into chat here real fast. Actually, 3 links. Why does my computer do this? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, so a lot of news going on, a lot of announcements that are getting dropped, a lot of announcements about announcements. That's very meta, but like OpenAI has come out and said we're going to be making announcements every day for the next 12 days. So I'll throw these in and talk about some of the things that are happening in the world of OpenAI. All right, so a couple of things that are happening in the world of OpenAI. First of all, the O1 model, we've seen that as preview in our options when we go to use ChatGPT O1 preview, and they now have released that. So it is official, and this first screen here that we're looking at is talking about OpenAI's 12 days of OpenAI that they're going to be announcing new stuff coming out over the next 12 days. Um, O1 is fully here, so it's out of preview, and they've actually even added some additional features to it. So you can now upload files and images into O1. So it's gone from preview to full release. There are some predictions here from this publication about what OpenAI may be sharing over the next 12 days. They think they're going to talk about Sora. They think they're going to talk about advanced search getting more advanced, improvements in Canvas, and other ChatGPT tweaks. Um, they've also put out, again, the OpenAI O1 model is out there now, and you can access that. They also released something called GPT Pro. So GPT Pro is a new level of subscription in the OpenAI ChatGPT universe. It is $200 a month, so it is a steep level for a subscription. But I'm already reading people that are sharing some amazing things in terms of particularly on its coding capabilities, where somebody said, I dumped in 1,000 lines of Python code. I asked it to add a new feature, and it did it. And it did it immediately, and the code was perfect. And I've tried this in other models, and it just didn't give me the same kind of results. So how long would it have taken that person to make those changes themselves manually inside the code versus doing it through the O1 model? Yeah, there's definitely going to be a great time saving here. So the ChatGPT Premium, it's enhanced capabilities. It's got unlimited usage tiers in it, and it's for people that are, really heavy duty, power users that are going to be out there getting it and needing that kind of functionality. Again, here's another link, the O1 model. It also includes image uploads and analysis, so that's live. I checked it out last night. So here's another article talking about the O1 release. Now the O1 is what OpenAI is touting as it's got reasoning in it, so it can do deeper thinking. I've actually did some uses with the O1 model, and there was actually one where it took like 5 minutes to think about something before it gave me a response. And I actually prompted it. I said, like a minute in, I'm, a short attention span American, and I'm like, are you still there? Where's my answer? And it's like, yes, I'm still working on it. I'll get you your answer in so um, that's a good sign. I want the AI to be working on it. I want it to be thinking about it. I want it to be looking at all the context that I gave it. So you may see some longer run times when you're using some of the newer models, but that's because they're doing some more deeper reasoning in it. So O1 advances, and again, it's got reasoning, it's got coding and mathematical capabilities, and 34% reduction in major errors on difficult problems. So if you have a subscription, you can check out the new version and keep your eyes open because OpenAI is going to be dropping an announcement every day for the next 12 days. So things going on in the world of OpenAI. This one is out of nowhere. So Amazon has rocked their way into the large language model space. So large language models, those are the frontier models. So OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, Gemini. Amazon's been quiet. Amazon hasn't put anything out on the market yet. Boom, did they do a release? So they have Nova, which is their whole generation. There's multiple models here. So these are not going to be consumer facing right now. So these are all available through Amazon's Bedrock, which is basically Amazon Web Services. So you can subscribe to, different things using Amazon Web Services. Bedrock is their service which provides through Amazon Web Services access to all kinds of AI models. And now Amazon is stepping up and they're putting their own foundation models in here, multimodal process text, image, video, and they can use this for all kinds of things. So Amazon, you think of them as a company, they've definitely been developing AI. They're definitely using AI in their business, but they are now bringing out their Nova models, their foundation model. So they're now a player in the foundation model space, and you can access this all through the Amazon Web Services API. So take a look at that. Again, it's not a forward-facing thing, so there's not a chatbot that you can go to, but you can access it through other channels. The other thing which kind of blew my mind is that Amazon is going after NVIDIA, and Amazon is now in the chip space. So NVIDIA builds all the GPUs that are used for training and executing these large language models. Amazon, as part of their announcement regarding Nova, has said, hey, we're in the chip space. And not only are we in the chip space, but Apple is using our chips in their technology going forward for, oh, go away, for their technology going forward. So Amazon uh, Web Services cloud computing arm announced that its Trainium 2, Trainium 2 chips are fully available, and that was announced during the event conference. They also said that a major customer for the chips is going to be Apple, who's using AWS, which is the Amazon Web Services that we talked about a minute ago, and its chips to train its AI models. So out of the gate, Amazon is going after NVIDIA. They are also getting into the ultra large computer cluster. So they have a new product called Ultra Cluster or Ultra Server, which is designed to connect 26 of its Tritium chips together. So as NVIDIA bundles its chips into these supercomputer models, Amazon's going into this space too. The market was very appreciative of this. Amazon has also invested $8 billion to date in Anthropic, which is the developer of the Claude large language model. So they're hedging their bets. They're putting some of their money behind an existing player in the market, but they're also coming out with their own. The stock market liked this. Uh, Amazon was rewarded by their stock price going up, and Nvidia got rewarded as well because investors are looking at this and saying, okay, competition is a cool thing. By Amazon entering this space, the that's going to help push NVIDIA to innovate. Although I don't think NVIDIA really needs a push to innovate. They do pretty good innovation on their own. So Amazon is now in the large language model space. Amazon has products out there out of nowhere. Is it a big surprise? No. They've got domain expertise, significant domain expertise in AI. They've been using it for years to run their business. So not a surprise, but they made a big splash about it. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more news about that coming out shortly. As I said, we've sort of been offline a little bit, so I found a digest of a whole lot of announcements, and the link is in the chat. So, Perplexity, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you now get shopping prompts if you are looking for something. I'm in the market for hearing aids, and I now have hearing aid cards showing up as I'm asking Perplexity about technology and hearing aids and stuff like that. So Perplexity is starting to monetize. Obviously, it's they have a subscription model, but these companies are spending big bucks building these models, training these models, paying for compute to run these models. So we're going to see other monetization activities happening. I think OpenAI announced something that, there's going to be some sort of ad format that's coming forward from OpenAI. So Perplexity is jumping into the space with monetization where they now have shopping. Microsoft, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more when we get to the Wednesday call, but they had a big event called Ignite, and they're positioning Copilot as the UI for AI. So a lot of buzz and noise around the Microsoft Ignite event, which happened recently. Again, we'll be getting to that and sharing some more links on that. Google Gemini gets memory and app control. Meta makes an enterprise play. There have been some calls for a Manhattan style project for AI in this country, having to do with US, China, and national security concerns and things like that. So there are people that are advocating for a Manhattan Project level initiative around AI for this country. Amazon doubles down on Anthropic, so I indicated just a minute ago that they put 8 billion in. So this was another investment of 4 billion on top of the 4 billion that they already put in. So that's $8 billion. And that is from Amazon. There's a company. The name of these guys, it's backslash dev agents is the name of the company, but they are a new startup in the agent space. They just raised money. Salesforce continues to talk about agents. AI in a Siri upgrade. Suno has a new version. 11 Labs has stuff. Runway has new stuff. So, like I said, there's been a lot of announcements and a lot of activity over the last couple of weeks. We're here to catch you up and give you the highlights on some of these. Take a look at the link and take a look at what interests you, and you can dive down further into them and get the information that you're looking for. Any questions, comments, anything in the chat I need to make aware of? Nope, looking good in the chat. Okay, so lots of news. We're here to curate it for you. Like I said, there's a fire hose of data. So big announcements from OpenAI, big announcements from Amazon, and there is absolutely going to be more stuff that's dropping over the next couple of weeks as we finish up the year. All right. I'm going to drop over into our AI Insider community, and I'm going to get, if you are new on a call with us, having just recently joined us from the challenge, welcome. This is what the inside of our AI Officer community, AI Insider community looks like. As you can see, 51 items that I haven't looked at yet in AI news and updates, 2 items in weekly wins, 5 items in questions and feedback. This is an active community. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in this community. So we encourage you to participate and join in and get caught up with everything that needs to happen. So each day of the week, we do have a call concerning topics of AI. The Monday tool call and the Friday call that we're on right now are open and available to the public. and that's why you can catch it live on some of the streaming platforms. We do have calls the rest of the week that are for our members only. I'm going to do a quick overview of what happened on these calls this week so that you can get caught up. You can say, oh, that's an interesting call. Sorry, I missed that. Let me go check that out. So on our Monday tool call, this was led by a guest presenter in our community, Sherry Kotvis, and she talked about video AI tools, specifically HeyGen. I didn't catch this call. I am going to catch the recording because
Okay.
I don't have I don't have a lot of experience playing with HeyGen, so this is a way that I learn on things, and this is why we have the summary of the call where it talks about everything that was discussed on the call. So Sherry talked about using HeyGen and different features, URL to video conversion, interactive avatars, personalized video messaging.
It
I'm
was
sure.
great. It was a good job. Well done.
Appreciate that, Sherry. Kudos to you. Thank you for stepping up and leading the call on Monday. We appreciate that very much. Steve, appreciate the feedback. So
Thank
I will be going and checking this out. So if you are interested in learning more about HeyGen, if you are a beginner in HeyGen, I'm sure that there were some tips and tricks that Sherry shared on the call
Mhm.
that could make you a little bit better. Um,
Uh,
I watch one of these calls. If I step away from one of these calls with one golden nugget, it was worth my time investment. So check out the Monday call on HeyGen, and Sherry listed all of the other resources that were mentioned on the call. So there are links here to ChatGPT prompt, our Prompt Vault Studio, HeyGen, Try It on AI, which I had no idea what that was. So I looked at it last night, and I guess that's a headshot generator similar to Secta, Canva Zapier, and LTX Studio. So if you missed the call, check it out. If you caught the call live and want to check out something that blew by you, you can do that as well. On Monday evening, we had a call addressing challenges concerning AI data privacy, security, and liability. So this is our AI governance call. Jonathan brought this topic up earlier where he was talking about what's happening over in the EU. So this is such an important topic that we have started a new call series led by one of our fellows, Christy. And this call is on Monday evenings. This is not open to the public. So if you are interested in this topic, please join the AI Insider community. But this is a great continuing dive into best practices and what's happening in the world of AI regulation, not only in our country, but worldwide, because a lot of regulation and things that are being put in place are not just governing the locale where the regulations are being implemented, but they're also governing people that do business in that locale. So, for example, Australia may come out with some regulations and it governs what's happening within the borders of Australia. But if I start doing business with somebody in Australia, those regulations may apply to me. Not every locale has regulations that extend to people that do business in that area, but it is something to pay attention to. And the regulatory landscape is a moving one. We're in a situation where regulation is behind technology, as is often the case. So the call on Monday is a great way to get up to speed on what's happening in that space, how we as chief AI officers can be leaders and exhibit authority and domain expertise and knowledge in this area, in this topic, because when you're talking to companies, this is an important thing to talk about. On my list, it's number two. Number one is AI literacy, and number two is policies and compliance. You got to get that stuff nailed down, and those are, in my book, the two most important ones. So great call on Monday. I was able to catch it, and Christy is doing a great job digging into this, doing the research, packaging it and presenting it in a way that we can understand it and talk about it on the call. So AI governance, if that's something that you want to learn more about, please check out Christie's call from Monday evening. On Tuesday, we have our prompting call. So this is prompting essentials led by our own Chief Operating Officer and Chief Product Officer, Segovia Smith. And I always learn a lot on these calls and, come away with a few great golden nuggets. Segovia introduced the concept of an AI strategy concept canvas, AI strategy canvas on a previous call. He revisited it and took a deeper dive. This is something that was developed by John Menzel and introduced as a structured framework for developing AI prompts and strategies. So Segovia took a dive into that. There was a lot of sharing on the call. Christy shared she secured her first AI consulting sale with a marketing agency. So congratulations to Christy on that. And Kim talked about that she had presented, and Steve talked about some things that he was doing. So again, there's activity. These calls are not just talking head, instructors sharing information on a particular topic. There's a lot of activity on these calls, a lot of Q&A, a lot of things that are tangential but related to the purpose of the call. So check out the call with Segovia on Tuesday on the AI Strategy Canvas if you want to hone your skills a little bit more and maybe learn a different approach on how to think about something. Again, thinking in AI. This is a great framework. The strategy canvas is a great framework for getting yourself into that thinking in AI mindset. On Wednesday's call, this was led by Wayne, one of our fellows in the program. And this call was a continuation of, I guess, a pickup from last week's call, where Wayne has been immersing himself in the AI Microsoft Copilot space. So Microsoft is making a big push on increasing Copilot adoption in organizations. They had a big event, their Ignite presentation a week or so ago, and Wayne, they're continuing to put out additional information in terms of tools and resources for people to use to learn about Copilot and to learn about the opportunity that's available in working with organizations who have Copilot. It's there, it's in their, excuse me, it's in their Microsoft subscription, but they don't know how to use it, or they don't know how to use it successfully or effectively or efficiently. So Wayne shared on the call some overview and adoption strategies. I'm going to share a couple of links here that Wayne provided over the course of the call, and we'll go take a look at those in a second. So Microsoft is doing a really good job of providing information for people to learn about their products and learn about how to position them and present them. And this is good information, not just for Copilot, because you can, in most cases, you can take out Copilot and drop in whatever language model of your choice you want to explore. But I'm going to show you here. This is their adoption homepage. So they have a lot of great content on, and they were behind. There's some grumbling in the industry about, people not using Copilot enough or not knowing how to use it. So they have a new Office 365 Copilot Success Kit, which is out now, and you can go check that out. And they have this, this is kind of the enterprise level page, and then there's also resources for SMBs. I really like this because while I may not be talking to enterprises, I want to know what's happening in the enterprise level, and there are things that I can learn in how to speak to people at the enterprise level that are applicable in how I speak to people in the SMB space. So they've got this great little matrix here where If you're talking to leadership, here's how you get them ready. Here's what onboarding resources look like. Here's how they can deliver impact, and here's how they can extend and optimize. If you're looking at user enablement, okay, so you're not at the leadership level, you're looking at users again. How do you get ready? How do you onboard? How do you deliver? How do you extend and optimize? So again, these are focused on Copilot, but you can sort of blank out the Copilot part and just look at AI in general. Now, clearly, there are going to be things that are specific to how Microsoft is integrating Copilot with all their Office 365 applications. But the point is the model of learning how to talk to these different people, and then they've got technical readiness. So if you go into an organization, there's going to be people on the tech team. Again, how do you get ready? How do you onboard? How do you deliver impact? So I really liked this matrix. And then on the SMB side as well, they have it laid out a little bit differently. But again, here's leadership resources. There's a whole Copilot SMB Success Kit, which I didn't look at yet. Target scenarios. So, what are some of the use cases that you're going to have? User enablement. So, for organizations, for teams, for users. So, Microsoft has done a really good job in polishing up and packaging their educational content around Copilot. But again, it's not germane just to Copilot. If you missed the Ignite event, I will throw a link in here for you. This was just recently, and it was a live event, so there were lots and lots and lots of presentations that were going on, but they also have a fantastic archive here where, as you can see, there were 3,167 sessions. I don't think this is just the Ignite event. It might be. It's Microsoft Ignite. But there's all kinds of information here from the Ignite event, including replays. So you can go to events.
The
Okay.
previous year, Lee, previous year also, it contains 2022, 2020, all those things. That's why you see 3,000 sessions.
Okay. Okay. Great. That's amazing. So you can look at different kinds of sessions here, and you can look at some of their historical Ignite events as well. So just a wealth, treasure trove of information. Again, it's around the Microsoft ecosystem, but it's applicable, and you can look at keynotes and replays and all that great stuff there. So Copilot is a big, important player. It's a platform that's out there. It's baked into people's desktops already. They don't know how to use it. They don't know how to use it with the work that they're doing. They can't think of use cases for it. So great resource from Microsoft here. There are there's one more session from last night, and let me refresh my page and see if it's up here. No, okay. So Thursday we had a call last night with workflows and automations. This was led by our fellow Chris Lannon, and we had a special guest on the call last night. So we had Mike Goya, Gioia. I'm not saying that right. I apologize, Mike, but he was one of the co-founders of Pickaxe. So we talked about it was an overview of the Pickaxe platform, and you can learn more about Pickaxe. So Pickaxe is a way to kind of create custom GPTs, and then it's a way to be able to deliver them to the marketplace, either behind a paywall, where people actually have to, pay dollars to use them, or behind a subscription paywall, or gated, where you want to get people's email address to use your custom GPT, things like that. Great call, great deep dive on the Pickaxe application itself. I learned a lot about it last night on the call, and I'm sure that when the call recording gets posted sometime later today, if you missed it, go back and check it out so you can learn everything that I learned about Pickaxe last night. So that's a recap of what happened in our community this week. It's a recap of what happened in the world of AI over the last 2 weeks. And as you can see, there's a lot. And then I'm going to open up again for questions and answers to see if anybody has any questions about what we talked about, any comments on what we shared on the call today, or if there's anything else that we can do to help you out on your AI journey that we're all on.
Lee, I,
Yes. Sure.
I just put a comment in the chat. The pickaxe was great. For an overview, I would love to see a little more, someone that maybe is using it, a deeper dive, to understand how to use it for projects. Yeah, it was very high level.
It
So
was. Okay.
I would love to see more detail on that.
All right.
Yeah, there's
So
a lot to it.
I'm sorry, Steve.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah, there is. So, Sherry, if you want to shoot a message over to Chris Lannon in the community and say, hey, I got a lot of value out of that. Could we, I don't know if we can get Mike back for another visit. But if we as a community can come up with some specific use cases and then prep Mike with those use cases, we might be able to have, another visit from him. We absolutely have people in the community that are using pickaxe. So if Mike's not available to revisit with us on that, maybe there's somebody else that could, step up and do a deeper dive on that. But appreciate the feedback. Yeah, it was a great call last night. I learned a lot about the product, and I definitely see a lot of application for it in a lot of different use cases. So yeah, if you want to message Chris on that, I'm sure that he, would be able to pick up with that and see if we can maybe get Mike back.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Anything else I can do for anybody else today before we end the call? Nope. All right. So, top of the hour, actually a little bit over. Appreciate you hanging in with me. For those of you that did, if you had to leave, I hope you're catching the end of it on the recording. We do go a little bit over, which is why we schedule 90 minutes for this call on the calendar. Appreciate you all being here, participating, engaging, being a part of the community. Always pleasure to see you on this call and other calls over the course of the week. So keep in mind that we do have calls all through the week. Again, if you're on a stream and you want to learn more about our Chief AI Officer AI Insider Program, it's chiefaiofficer.com/learn dash more. And you'll be able to pay $1 and get a 14-day subscription and get access into all the cool stuff that I showed on the call. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you on the calls next week.